My name is Joseph Michael, and let's discuss James.S.A.Corey's Leviathan Wakes. Some of us might know it as Amazon Prime's The Expanse. It's a TV show that was originally on Sci-Fi, the Sci-Fi channel, but then Amazon Prime saved it after its second season, I believe it was. We're now in its fourth season, with the fifth season coming out this year, December 19th, I think it is, of 2020. I'm excited for it, but I couldn't wait to get more of Holden and all the rest of the gang, so I decided to go ahead and pick up the first book in the series, Leviathan Wakes. And wow, am I glad that I decided to do that. So if anyone's ever read A Song of Ice and Fire, the series that gave us Game of Thrones, then you're going to be familiar with the writing style. We get them from two character perspectives, Detective Miller and Captain Holden. And it's so great to go into the minds of these two characters. They're alike in so many ways, but also different in a couple of very major critical points. And this difference is what makes them contend with one another. And it's sad to see too, because you can see that they should be working together, but it's understandable why they're always butting heads. And the way that we look at their two different perspectives, it's so fun. I was definitely a Detective Miller fan, and I'm a big Captain Holden fan as well, but he was just a little bit more stubborn. I felt like they're both stubborn characters, but Detective Miller was more stubborn in the sense that he wouldn't change his attitude, but he was willing to still let other people do what they want to do. He just thought negatively about you. But there was other characters as well. Captain Holden's crew, Noemi, Alex, and Amos, and they're great. Although Alex and Amos may not have as much lines in the book, whenever they do speak, they stand out from one another. They're very distinct, especially with that Morainer Valley Southern draw that Alex is supposed to speak in. And for anyone who has read the book or seen the show, you know what I'm referring to, right? And Noemi's character, she's awesome too. I love how her and Holden are able to cooperate so well with one another. And they're both really smart, intelligent characters. And sometimes they do butt heads, but only because they have differing opinions and they're learning how to adapt and cooperate with one another. Noemi, she may be following a captain's orders, but she's not sacrificing her own agency. She did not believe in Holden, and she didn't think that he was making the right choices. I really do believe that she would not be following him and his orders. So it's really great to see these two strong characters working with one another. I think this character is more of a C-lister, but he's just so great. How can I not discuss him? It's Fred Johnson. And wow, Fred Johnson, every time we got a little bit of more, learning more about him, it was just so interesting. He's a character who's from Earth. They're called Earthers in the series. Yet he works with the Belters, people who were born in the Belt. And the Belt is what separates the outer planets from the inner planets. So Mars, Earth, and excuse me, you're seeing my lack of science knowledge here. I believe it's Venus on the other side, and then on the other side it's Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune, and etc. Right? Excuse me about that. Sorry, I'm a little bit embarrassed. That's fine. Let's keep pushing forward. So Fred Johnson, he's the leader of the OPA. But the thing about the OPA, there's multiple cells, multiple leaders, multiple groups, and this means that some are much more violent than others. And Fred Johnson shows us the importance of communication and using our words to make sure that our voices are heard. And when they're not being heard, then yes, it might be a time to show some violence, but I mean that in a more positive way. So what do I mean by violence in a positive way? I'm not saying let's go hurt innocent people. I'm saying that if your voice is not being heard, then let's go ahead and figure out how can we use a negative situation to bring highlighting our own situation. Well, we're noticing that this group is hurting another group. How about we go ahead and use our power to help them? And by doing that, people will see that we're a good group too. We just want to be heard because we're being subjugated. So hear our voices too. So that's what I mean by power in a more violence in a positive way. Fred Johnson really does show us the importance of one side communicating, but the other side of using our power to gain something for not just ourselves, but other people too. I think I've discussed everything I want to about this incredible book series. I've already bought the second book. I'm already in chapter 2. I'm only reading it slightly slowly because I'm reading other things, and I play games too. And so I'm just a lot of things, but I'm so excited whenever I do get a chance to sit down and get back into this solar system that James.S.A. Corey has built for us, the readers. The last thing that I want to end this with is discussing the more cosmic horror elements of it. There are some Lovecraftian elements to it. I don't want to get your expectations too high. That doesn't mean there's going to be a lot of like monsters and things like that. It's just going to be a little bit more mysterious events that's going to occur and make us scratch our heads and ask ourselves, where is this coming from? Why is it happening? It's not touched upon often in the novel, but it's definitely a major aspect of it, a major plot point. It's just not explored a lot, and that's on purpose. It's keeping it a mystery. But I'm definitely excited to learn more about it. But yeah, so this book, one of my closing thoughts is that it focuses more on the political aspects of it, while focusing on character interactions and seeing how these characters deal with the events of their own actions, and seeing of when they mean to do good, what happens when bad comes from it, and how to react and deal with that. I hope that you guys are more interested in either watching the show or reading the book. And if you guys do, or you have done so already, please feel free to discuss it with me either through a message or through down there in the comments. I'm new to all of this, so I'm excited to give it a go, learn more about YouTube, and do it with you guys. If you want to discuss, please let me know. Bye, everyone. Again, I'm Joseph Michael, and take care.